Wednesday. Thanks for joining us as we break down the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors. Today we're talking about the possibility of the Seahawks trading up from the number 5 position, maybe to number 3. We'll break that down for you and give you some analysis on that situation. Also, we'll be discussing about possibly bringing back Jadeveon Clowney or Al Woods, some potential NFL draft sleepers as well. We'll get to that. And we'll do not one, but 2 Q&A mailbags coming up on today's show. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get to the front of the line for our mailbags that we'll be getting into later. This is our build-up portion of the show where we encourage you guys to file in and tell us where you're watching from, and we'll shout you guys out as I crack open a nice cold Coors Light. The mountains are blue. I'm not drinking Bud Light these days for other reasons. But nonetheless, shout out your city. Tell us where you're watching from. I see Dat Fat Rat is here with us. Says, gotta love Papa Jones. Love you too, Dat Fat Rat. Let's see. Stoney says, go Hawks. Don't trade up. That's our pinned poll question today. Should the Seahawks trade up from the number 5 pick? We'll answer those questions. We'll tell you more about that possibility and what some of the experts are saying on that. 65% of you so far, with 57 votes in saying no, 35% say yes. Let's see. Dat Fat Rat's in Washington. Pete Carroll has a summer home where he's at. Aaron is in Stanwood, Washington. Let's see. Peace Dog is in Houston. I was just in Houston, actually, for the Final Four. Just got back yesterday morning, Peace Dog. Houston was a very good time. Matthew is saying some nice words about Bud Light. Sound South. DeMarcus in Charlotte, North Carolina. Peter in Alexandria, Virginia. Stoney's in West Washington. Peace Dog says Kenneth Walker for president 2024. Matthew says like up the stream. Yes, as you file in, hit that like button, guys. Thank you for that. Jake is in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I see Stoney in Old Washington. I got Daniel in Washington as well. Glad to see that we got an audience from all over. Jim in Arlington, Washington as well. Thank you guys for checking in. As you guys file in, tell us where you're watching from. We'll shout you out. Jason is in Spokane. So awesome. Let's see. Chester says you don't need to talk about alcohol. You're right. I need to drink the alcohol. That's the right answer. Sammy's in Amsterdam. What is your one-word reaction to Ryan Neal signing with the Buccaneers? That happened pretty fast, right, over the weekend. Stoney says, you rock, my dude. No, Stoney, you rock. Thanks, man. So over the weekend, the Seahawks removed the tender that they placed on Ryan Neal, and then pretty quickly he ended up signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and so he is gone. He was the highest-rated safety according to Pro Football Focus this past year. The Seahawks bring in Julian Love essentially as his replacement. So Ryan Neal is gone. The Seahawks will roll with Julian Love, Quandre Diggs, and Jamal Adams for their safety spots after removing that tender. One-word reaction. Dat Fat Rat says devastating. Matthew says dang it. Flane says meh. Good. Let's see. Peter says one word is why. Chester, I'm not drunk yet. We could get to that point today, though. We'll see. Zach says good for the Bucks. Let's see. Our says no. Marcus says everyone angry at the Hawks, but maybe Ryan Neal wanted his worth. Maybe so. Matthew says draft a strong safety. Okay. So very interesting to see what you guys have to say about that. Let us know. We'll shout you out here on the show. Great the Seahawks offseason so far. How do you think they've done? I got to tell you, I liked everything the Seahawks did this offseason until they removed the franchise tender from Ryan Neal. That was the first move the Seahawks made that I just kind of went, oh, really? I mean, I get it. I'd rather have Julian Love than Ryan Neal if you give me the choice, but I wish they could have lived in a world where both guys were there. And obviously with the way Jamal Adams' contract is written up, as frustrating as Jamal may be, you're not going to move on from Jamal Adams. Grade the offseason ABC DRF. Let us know what you think. We'll shout you out. Stoney's wanting Das Boot. We could get to that later. We'll show the Super Chat menu in a moment. Let's see. Coach says, shout out to the Chat Sports crew. Y'all be on that Kobe work ethic. Hey, you know, we're just trying to get there one day at a time, right? You know, Mamba mentality, right? Matthew says A+, because we got Bobby back. Pablo says B+. Daff at Rat says A- after the draft and might go higher. Peter says A-. Get those grades in there, and we'll let you know. My grade, it was an A, but the Ryan Neal thing, I'm going to back it down slightly to an A-. It's been really good, but I would have liked to live in a world where Ryan Neal was there too. Zach says S tier. Pablo says B+. Scott says A. We have not one but two mailbags coming up today. You use the hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat, and you can get on the show for the mailbags. As I see, you got a B+, got an A in there, a few others as well. Jonathan Abram already signed. He's not coming back to Seattle. Sorry to break it to you, Hour. But nonetheless, let's show that Super Chat menu, by the way. This is what we're offering the folks. In honor of Bobby Wagner, what we've done is the Seahawks sauce has made its return. And with Bobby back in Seattle and hopefully wearing 54 again, for $54, we will drink the Seahawks sauce. And Big Tex, I'm going to bring in here in just a second, is down to drink the Seahawks sauce. He's down to get sauced with the Seahawks sauce. So somebody was saying they wanted to see me drunk earlier or whatever. I mean, like, why not get sauced with the Seahawks sauce? I mean, and see, Tax gets sauced with the Seahawks sauce. This stuff, it's pretty dangerous. I can tell you that much right now. I mean, you get feeling a certain way when you drink the Seahawks sauce. $54 will get sauced with the Seahawks sauce. Every $300 we take down Das Boot. Das Boot is right here in all its glory right here. $100 gets you a spot in the Boot Hall of Fame. So far this offseason, we've almost filled up the entire front side of the boot. But we have some more members that we would love to add to the Boot Hall of Fame. $100 gets you a spot on the Boot Hall of Fame. We'll do a Hall of Fame induction ceremony and everything for you here on the show. $20 will chug said beer. $7 we take shots for Geno Smith. We've been doing that since Geno signed his new deal to remain in Seattle. $5 will sing the DK song. And we'll bring in Big Tex. Big Tex, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. You're in for Jeremy Chugs today. Jeremy is off as he's with his family for Passover, so we'll hear back from Jeremy next week. But Tex, I think we could have a very good time today. I am down to party. Are you down to party?
I'm fucking down to party. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Tex is down to party and have a good time. So let's enjoy ourselves today. There's the Tex Flex in all its glory. Give it to him one more time. Give it to him one more time.
One more time?
There's the Tex Flex.
Whoa.
Ladies, he's single, by the way. Tex showing off the Tex Flex. He'll do that from time to time, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Tex, I don't know if you've done the DK song with us yet.
I don't think so.
Every $5 Super Chat, we sing the DK song.
Or I don't think I've done it as a producer.
Right. Jeremy and I came up with the song, and then Rolly learned it. Trace, he learned it. And Seeps, he's learned it as well. But Tex has yet to learn the DK song. And we can make Tex sing the DK song, but we have to have a $5 Super Chat in order for Tex to sing the DK song. Stoney says, LOL, Tex Flex is tiny, but it's cool. I don't think the Tex Flex is tiny, man.
Oh, nah.
No, I think you got that figured out. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe looks are deceiving on screen or something. You're in that small box, you know.
Exactly.
So, but that's the Super Chat menu today. And by the way, Tex, we are battling some other channels in a Super Chat contest today. Not only do we want to party and have a good time, let me show you this here, folks. This week, it's a contest between us and the other channels in Super Chats. And here is what's already happened with the Cowboys report and the 49ers report this week. The 49ers report brought in a little over $400. They had a good day. Cowboys better, just a little over $500. And so we want to see that we can prove that we're the best fans of the National Football League and party and have a good time and win this Super Chat battle there today. Super Chats, you saw the menu there. We have a good time. We enjoy ourselves when we get the Super Chats rolling. And so we want to take it to the 49ers and prove that we have the best fans of the division. And everyone hates the Cowboys. So, I mean, it would be monumental if we can take down the Cowboys report and really just stick it to those nasty Cowboys fans and Tom Downey and company. So that's the Super Chat contest today. We want to really show who's boss and win this Super Chat challenge. So
I'm revoking my Cowboys fandom for today.
Yeah. You didn't hear that. Tex
No.
is not a Cowboys fan.
I'm a Seahawks fan.
Tex is a Seahawks fan, and we can make him sing and do all the Seahawks stuff. People are asking for a dab. What type of dab are we referring to? The dab or the other type of dab? I don't know if we can do that type of dab on YouTube, but you get the idea. But nonetheless, that's what's on the menu today. Let's party. Let's have a good time. Let's beat the other channels and enjoy ourselves today. Help us out as well. We got 86 people watching so far, but we want more people to be a part of what we're doing. And so even if you can't Super Chat, the easiest way to contribute to the show is simply by hitting that like button and show us some love and support. And that helps out the algorithm that gets more people involved on the show today and goes a long way. So hit that like button, and we certainly would appreciate it. We're at 19 likes right now. So, Tex, how about this? If we get to 30 likes, then we'll start the show, and I'll take a shot, and we'll get this party started.
Come on, yo. Like the video.
Harry,
Let's get this shit.
we probably can't do that type of bong, but we could do a beer bong for 60.
We do a beer bong.
We could do a beer bong for 60. We could make somebody do a beer bong. Not that type of bong, but they're calling you the T-Rex.
I like it. That's a new
Text
one.
the T-Rex.
I
That
do
is
like
a new
that.
one. Hit that like button. 30 likes. That's all I'm asking for. We'll start the show, and I'll take a shot of Fireball. I got my Fireball on hand ready to go and enjoy ourselves today. And, yeah, I'll pour this up as we try to get the likes. Let's see. Here is what we're doing on today's show. We are talking about the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, possible trades. Could the Seahawks move up to the number 3 spot in the draft? There's speculation that they might, that there's interest there from Pete Carroll and company. We'll do not one but 2 Q&A mailbags today. Use the hashtag Seahawks to get on the mailbags. And then we will do sleeper draft targets, some guys that the Seahawks could be looking at that'll be available later in the draft. Pablo says Seahawks fans need to send $900 to beat the 49ers and Cowboys combined. That would be awesome. Pablo, who's going to get the ball rolling? Who's going to be the one to send the first Super Chat today so we can do our part and we can take it to the Niners and the Cowboys and win this Super Chat contest today? Who's going to be the one to get it done? We'll check back on that in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and take our first shot of the day, and then we will go ahead and get started with the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors here on this Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for spending it with us here on Seahawks Today. Cheers, everybody.
Hey, we're at 45 likes. Get that shit up. All right?
You heard Tex.
Yeah. Let's get to 50, and then we'll start.
Yes. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. News and rumors coming up next, followed by 2 Q&A mailbags we'll get to, and also sleeper draft targets and players the Seahawks should consider. Coach Dreadhead wants to see us hammered. Hey, we can get there, but we can't get too hammered unless you guys contribute and Super Chat and get us there. But we can get there if you want us to. So, nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started. Seahawks Today live here on this Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for spending it with us. Go ahead, Tex.
One thing? Sorry. Hey, Stoney, he said, Tyler, is our salary cap an issue yet? Use hashtag Seahawks. Jesus Christ, I can't English.
He's already slurring his words.
I know.
He hasn't even been drinking yet.
Jesus. Use hashtag Seahawks to get your question on the show.
There you go. Hashtag Seahawks. You can get your question on the mailbag or your Super Chat. Get to the front of the line. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Seahawks Today live here on this Wednesday afternoon. We'll go ahead and get started. Welcome in to Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we have the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, those involving the possibility of the Seahawks trading up in the draft from 5 to 3. Could they be going for one of those top quarterbacks? Also, could Seattle bring back Jadeveon Clowney or Al Woods? We'll examine those possibilities and more coming up in just a few moments from right now. Before we do, folks, we had a sub-battle last week between us and some of our rival channels here on Chat Sports, 49ers Report and Cowboys Report, and I am happy to report that we won the sub-battle, that we took down the 49ers and the Cowboys Report. Over 500 new subscribers on the channel this past week. Amazing effort. And now, our next milestone, we're going for 37,000 subscribers, 37 for Sean Alexander. So, let's do our part. Let's make Sean Alexander proud. He'd want you to subscribe to the channel for the latest happenings on your favorite team. Let's run up the score a bit, okay? Just because we won the Super Battle doesn't mean we should stop there. The latest news and rumors, trades, free agency, live shows, and more. It's all right here on the channel. Subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. The NFL Draft coming up in just a few weeks. A lot of questions about what the Seahawks will do with their picks at 5 and 20. And according to a new report from The Athletic, the Seahawks have shown interest in trading up to the number 3 overall pick. Now, we've talked a lot on the channel over the last few weeks about the possibility of the Seahawks trading down from 5, but apparently there's interest in Seattle potentially trading up to make sure they get one of the top quarterbacks in this draft. Here's more from what The Athletic had to say. The buzz is the Seahawks will jump up from number 5 to number 3 to grab either Richardson or Levis, as Stroud and Young are expected to go 1-2. The Cardinals can move down to 5 and still get the top defensive player, as the Colts are expected to also draft a QB at number 4. And so with that, the two quarterbacks there, Will Levis and Anthony Richardson, we know that the Seahawks had a very good visit with Anthony Richardson going back to the NFL Draft Combine, and Pete Carroll was amazed by what Anthony Richardson put together. Will Levis, this was a guy that was talked about a lot going into this season, kind of had a disappointing year, but the measurables are still there and is still viewed upon as one of the best quarterbacks in this draft. But both of them didn't have through-the-roof seasons by any means. Anthony Richardson, his completion percentage, less than 54%. Will Levis, who had all that hype and was talked about so much, only had 19 touchdowns this past year. Both quarterbacks under 2,600 yards. Look, I don't see this happening. In fact, I would go as far to say this might be a smokescreen from the Seahawks to get somebody to trade up to their spot at 5, threatening that, hey, we could take a quarterback and you might want to make a trade with us. Or a smokescreen with the possibility of trying to get movement towards towards Jalen Carter being available for Seattle at 5 here. I'm not buying this possibility because, for one, I hope that it's not true. I don't think Levis and Richardson are worth trading up for. I would have a problem taking either one of those guys at 5 as is. And then you want to tell me that there's possible interest in trading up to 3, where the Cardinals picks, not only would you be talking about getting a quarterback that's a project, and who I don't have a lot of confidence in either quarterback, but also you'd be making a divisional opponent better potentially in Arizona here. I don't feel good about that at all as far as I'm concerned. So I'm against the idea. Hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see. Should the Seahawks trade up to number 3 overall? Let's get rowdy in that comment section. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it and tell me how you feel one way or the other. HY for hell yes, or HN for hell no. You know how I'm feeling. Hell no. I don't like that possibility of the Seahawks trading up to 3. What say you? Let me know in the comment section. HY for hell yes, HN for hell no. Moving on now, let's talk about an old friend, Jadeveon Clowney. Could he be headed back to the Seattle Seahawks? Heavy.com has named Seattle as the best fit for the edge rusher who last played for the Cleveland Browns. Now, we have seen the Seahawks do some reunions before of bringing back players that have been here previously. I mean, even most recently, Bobby Wagner, of course, made his return. Does this make sense for Seattle to bring back Clowney? Well, here's more from Matt Lombardo of Heavy.com. Clowney brings a unique blend of explosive speed, strength, and power that makes him difficult to keep him out of the backfield and out of the quarterback's face. Because Clowney is still available this late into free agency, combined with his lengthy injury history, he might be able to be had for a team-friendly deal, especially for a defense looking to add a rotational edge rusher with upside. Now, Clowney could still play at a high level, but I have concerns at this point in his career about how healthy he can be. I don't think anyone is denying that Jadeveon Clowney is a talented football player and can still play really good football at this point in his career. But how healthy he can be, that's where the real concern is, because he's missed a decent amount of time. You go back to this past year of what he did. He played in 12 games, had 2 sacks, 28 tackles, 4 tackles for loss. I mean, when he is healthy and when he is available, he can be a really good football player. 2021, he had 9 sacks. I mean, that was impressive what he was able to do back in 2021, but I just don't know what the availability is and then the cost. If he's cheap, if he's willing to play for a discount of some sorts, we can have that conversation. But if Clowney is going to break the bank, it's not worth it with how independable he's been with his health being a factor. So I don't know when it comes to Clowney. Show me some numbers, show me to what he's asking for, and then we can have that conversation. But at least at this moment, I'm leaning towards no on Jadeveon Clowney. Should the Seahawks bring back Jadeveon Clowney? Let us know. Y for yes, in for no. Would you like to see Clowney make a return to the Seattle Seahawks? Y for yes, in for no. Tell us in the comments section below. Next up, we are discussing Al Woods. The Seahawks moved on from Al Woods this offseason, but according to Seattle GM John Schneider, the door hasn't been shut on a return for Al Woods to the Seattle Seahawks. That something could be in the works. And Ian Rappaport put this out that Woods is visiting a couple different teams this week, including the Browns and the Jets. One of the more durable and valuable defensive tackles for the last several years. That was followed up with a tweet from DK Metcalf begging for the return of Al Woods, kind of recruiting him of some sorts, not wanting him to leave Seattle. And, I'll say this about Al Woods. He is highly respected. He is well thought of when it comes to the Seahawks organization. And, you go back to what Darrell Taylor had to say about him a while back. A big example, because he's been doing it for so long, so consistently, and so well at a high level, everyone has respect for that. You cannot respect it because you play at a high level and you play really good. Talking about Al Woods there. And, the way I look at this is Al Woods has already been replaced, right? They are taking care of business. They are moving on. The future of the organization is without Al Woods as they move to the next era of Seahawks football, right? But even with that said, if Al Woods wants to come back, there can still be a spot for him potentially. Kind of like what we talked about with Clowney. If he wants to play for a discount, if he's willing to play for the cheap, you can find a way to work Al Woods in that he can be a key piece to your defense. Maybe not necessarily the role that he had before, but if he can play for cheap, you can find a way to make it work and find some playing time for Al Woods. So he's well-liked. He's respected. He is a good football player. I'm very interested in the possibility of Al Woods making a return to the Seattle Seahawks. I'm open to that idea. Should the Seahawks bring back Al Woods? Let us know in the comments section. Type S for sign, type P for pass. What do you think? Should the Seahawks make a move to bring Al Woods back to the Seattle Seahawks? Let us know in the comments section below. S for sign, P for pass. The Seahawks already trying to find every penny they can, right? They removed the tender on Ryan Neal yesterday, or earlier this weekend. Yesterday, he ends up signing with the Bucs. So we'll see. I'm not wanting to break the bank on Al Woods, but I'm open to the possibility. Let us know. S for sign, P for pass. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seattle Seahawks there, and I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today. Okay. That is one down. We got 3 segments to go. I saw a comment. Robert was saying he contribute but doesn't want to give his money as a payment method to Google. I understand that, Robert. So you can Venmo us at Tyler Jones Live, the same handle that I use for Twitter and Instagram. Tyler Jones Live on Venmo, and you can contribute to the show the same way and be a part of what we're doing and do the same thing that way. And that goes for everybody. You don't have to do the super chat if you want to contribute and be a part of the show. You can Venmo as well. Tyler Jones Live, you can find me there, is how you can Venmo us and be a part of the show in that way. Should the Seahawks trade up to number 3 overall? Let's see what the comment section is saying on that possibility. That Fat Rat says, hell no. Carter says, hell no. Creative Pop says, hell no. Chester says, hell no. Wayne says, please, no more old stiffs. Okay. I understand where you're coming from there. Yeah, we'll get to that super chat here in just a second. Matthew says, hell no. So the consensus seems to be, let's see. Robert says, I don't believe in Twitter either. Robert, I'm not saying Twitter, Venmo. Venmo Tyler Jones Live is where you can send in that super chat. I'm not asking for money on Twitter, but you can send it on Venmo or even Cash App, I think. Same thing. You can find me there. Should the Seahawks trade up to number 3 overall? Sounds like the majority of y'all are saying no. 71% of the votes so far say no. 29% say yes. Aaron says hard no. Raw Hector says hell no, please. Hell no. Let's see. What else is going on here? Justin says there's no reason to trade up, so hell no. Well, if you want one of those quarterbacks, that would be the reason, potentially, if you're the Seahawks there. Archie with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Archie, for that. That means we got to do the DK song. Tex, this is your debut with the DK song. Are you ready? We'll get Tex on screen here in just a second. Stand by, folks. Here we go. So Tex, do you know the words? Do I need to teach them to you?
Go ahead and teach them to me.
Chomping, Carroll's chomping, Geno passes, no one's stopping, DK, touchdowns all day, he rules.
Cool.
You think you got it?
I think I got it.
Okay, do I need to sing it with you, or you
Let's
all
do it
good?
together.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Chomping, Carroll's chomping, Geno passes, no one's stopping, DK, touchdowns all day. He rules. There we go. Great job, Tex.
He rules.
He rules. Great job, Tex. Spam Tex in the chat. Great job by Tex. Learning the DK song on his first try. That's awesome. Archie, thanks for the $5 super chat there. $10 super chat coming in from Robert. Robert, thanks for contributing to the show, my guy. Robert with a $10 super chat. Thanks for contributing with that. That means that we got to do a shot for Geno Smith. This is a Geno shot. Thanks for sending in the 10, Robert, and that puts us at $15 overall. So the Tex, T-Rex Tex. I love that is catching on. Did you think you were going to be called T-Rex Tex beginning today?
Oh, can you hear me? Oh.
Turn your mic on, Tex.
Let me make sure it's on.
There
you know, honestly, no, because I've seen a lot of variations of Tex. Tex-Mex, Big Texer, Big Tex, Texer, not T-Rex Tex. I like that one, though.
Jaime wants to see the Super Chat menu. Okay, for those of you just joining us, I'm glad you asked, Jaime. Jaime, I would love to see you get involved. It's twofold today, okay? Let's start with this. And if you could update with the numbers of where we're at, comparably speaking. So, Stoney says I'm a bad boy. Oh, I am a bad boy. Yeah, what do you mean by that? There's a Super Chat menu. Every $5 we sing the DK song. $7 shots for Geno Smith, our Geno shots. $20 will do a beer chug. Got the Coolers Light in hand, ready to go. $50 will drink the Seahawks sauce in honor of our boy Bobby Wagner. We made the return of the Seahawks sauce. We get sauced with the Seahawks sauce. In just a moment. $100 gets a spot on the Boot Hall of Fame, and every $300 we get collectively, we take down the boot, and we drink this boot as fast as possible. 3 beers in one. $100 spot on the Boot Hall of Fame. We'll do an induction ceremony and everything, and we'll drink this as fast as we can. So for $300 collectively. Here's where we're at right now. Today we are battling our 49ers channel and our Cowboys report because the Niners are very obnoxious and within the division and everything, division rival. We want to take those guys down for obvious reasons. And then the Cowboys are they're the Cowboys, right? They're the worst fans in the NFL. They are terrible human beings. They've enjoyed, they're very ungrateful about Dak. They deserve Jerry Jones and all the problems he gives them. We want to stick it to these Cowboy fans. And oh, yes. Well, y'all deserve that. They deserve Tony Romo for all that time that they had with him, too. Let's see. So we're at $15 right now, and let's see what we can do to take down 49ers and Cowboys today as we continue here in this Super Chat battle.
Get those supers in, people.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, we got some work to do. We got our work cut out for us, but I believe we can turn this into a party and have a good time today if you guys want it to be that way. Our Super Chat battle going on with the other channels. Mailbag time coming up next. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag, or we will answer your questions. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag in just a few moments from right now. And if you Super Chat, you get to the front of the line for the mailbag. So, like Robert, you sent in that Super Chat. We also had the $5 Super Chat come in earlier. Those Super Chats get covered first in the mailbag. Then we get to everything else. So, hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag and to get your questions in. And if you think of a question while the mailbag's going on, a follow-up question or something while the mailbag's going on, you can continue to send in those questions in those Super Chats as we go through the mailbag coming up here in just a moment. First of 2 mailbags on the way here on this live edition of Seahawks Today on a Wednesday. Let's see. Chester, I am not drunk. I'm not drunk at all. I've had like 1 shot. I can get to that point, but I need your help to get there. I do need to turn on my fan real quick.
Get Teacher drunk. Come on, guys.
Let me turn on my fan here. It's getting a little toasty in the studio.
A little warm in here.
It's getting hot in here.
Hey, y'all keep talking about how you want to see Tyler get drunk. You got to pay for it. Oh!
$20 Super Chat from Jaime.
Pause. Let me put that on.
Jaime says, chug, chug, chug. I kind of hope that we can trade down and find that magic of yesteryear. I'd rather, Jaime, trade down than trade up. Here's what I'm looking at, okay? I understand if you want a quarterback for the future and if you're thinking about beyond Geno Smith after the next couple years, okay? I understand that. But I like next year's quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, Drake May and company, better than I do this year's quarterbacks. So if I could, like Jaime's suggesting, trade down from that number 5 spot and then pocket a pick for next year's draft and then have two picks going into next year's draft with the potential to trade up and go from there, to me that would be really, really good and position yourselves to try to get, whether it's Drake May or Caleb Williams, either one. So I like what you're thinking there, Jaime. I'd much rather trade back than trade up, but thanks for that. Oh, here we go. Let's get the party started. Jaime, cheers to you. A beer chug. Oh. Ah. Thank you, Jaime, for that. Another beer chug. Yeah, the ZFS XKUQYB. That's yeah. I think he told me that was like a gamer name or something, gamer tag of some sorts. But nonetheless, beer time. Carter at 5. That's what I'm saying. Here is in Tyler Jones's world, where he's GM of the Seahawks. Tyler Jones drafts Jalen Carter, and if he can't do that, then he trades back. And the last resort would be trading up. I hate the idea of trading up, personally. But nonetheless, I love your idea. Draft Jalen Carter at 5. Let's have a beer chug, shall we? Cheers. Yeah, here's the menu as we're doing these beer chugs. Ah, there we go. Okay. So, grade the burp. A, B, C, D, or F. As I crack open another Coors Light. I'm down to do these beer chugs all day. Keep the party started. Good progress, guys. We're up to $55 now. And so that means to get to the boot, we're about 245 away from said boot. We also are playing catch-up with the Niners and Cowboys channels as we want to take those guys down and win this Super Chat battle today. So let's go ahead and get to the mailbag, and then we'll catch up to speed on the other stuff later. But mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. Use the hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. Super Chat gets you to the front of the line. Text, even though the Super Chats we responded to on air, still go back to those in the mailbag. Yes, yep. Cool. All right, here we go. Mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. Get your questions in. Hashtag Seahawks and a Super Chat to get on the mailbag as we get started here. Yep. Welcome in. Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. It is mailbag time. You got questions. I got answers. You are in luck, and we will go over them piece by piece. You may be wondering, how do I get involved in these mailbag shows? Well, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll know when we go live, as we do each and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. But when the Seahawks make a big move of some sorts, then we go live as well, and we bring you the best Seahawks coverage we can. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications so you can be a part of our mailbags. Super Chat, hashtag Seahawks. We got you covered for our mailbags that we do on our live shows. First Super Chat, $5 Super Chat coming in from Archie. Archie, thanks for sending that in, my guy. And Archie and Robert sent in a $10 Super Chat. Those guys were wondering about the Jalen Carter situation. And so that's where I kind of want to begin. I know that it's not on screen, but they were asking about where things stand with Jalen Carter right now. And I can tell you, I still love the idea of Jalen Carter at 5 for the Seahawks. He's arguably the best player in this draft. I know there's been conversations about the Seahawks potentially trading up or trading down, or the concerns that there are about Jalen Carter. But if the Seahawks do their homework, if they like what they see, if everything still checks off, the talent is still there. You can't say no to Jalen Carter if he's around for that pick. I think you got to go with Jalen Carter if that opportunity presents itself. So we'll see what goes on with Jalen Carter there. But, folks, you got to subscribe to the channel as we're talking about your Seahawks each and every day. The latest happenings with your favorite team. It's right here on Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/Seahawks TV. $20 Super Chat from Jaime coming in. Jaime, chug, chug, chug. Oh, we're always chugging here. Thank you, Jaime. I kind of hope we trade down and find that magic of yesteryear. You know, I give credit to John and Pete for what they've done in the draft over the years, in particular this last draft. And if you're the Seahawks and you look at this draft and some of the potential options that are out there for this Seahawks team, if you're trading down and looking at your other potential options here, what you can do, I think the best thing about trading down is just adding the number of assets, right? Yes, you already have 10 picks in this year's draft, but if you can pocket a pick and save it for next year. Like for example, I like the quarterbacks better at next year's draft than I do this year's draft. And so with that said, for me, I like the idea of potentially trading down and then going and getting that quarterback next year, whether it's a Caleb Williams or a Drake May or something like that. To me, that makes sense if you're Seattle to go that route and save your picks on that front. I see what you mean, Jaime. It'd be hard to say no to Jalen Carter, but if Carter's gone, yeah, definitely trade down as far as I'm concerned. Next one from the ZXKUQYB. That's a lot of letters. I think it's a gamer tag. Beer time. Hey, I'm always down for beer. Cheers, my guy. Carter at 5. I'm telling you, this is the move. Unless the Seahawks find something that they are concerned with, where they say, you know what, this just doesn't work. This isn't going to make sense for the Seahawks. Jalen Carter is the pick at 5. I feel pretty good about that. If we find out more information later, if there's stuff that comes up that tells you otherwise, that's one thing. But right now, Jalen Carter needs to be the pick for Seattle at 5. That Fat Rat writes in, trade for star D lineman from the Panthers, Derek Brown, to boost up the interior D line. Yeah, I could see that potentially. Derek Brown is a very fine football player. He would be a nice asset for the Seahawks team. I wouldn't mind Derek Brown at all in a Seahawks uniform, and would be a big asset and help this group out and what they're looking for. You know, we talked about a lot last year, the D-line and the struggles in particular in stopping the run. You already bring in Draymond Jones, Jaron Reed, of course, into the fold. Derek Brown, all of a sudden that group would go from a weakness to a strength if you added him. Don't know how much you'd have to give up for him, but it's certainly a possibility. Another $10 super chat coming in from the ZXKUQYB. What if Washington traded up and they offered their 16 and 2 future first-round picks for Seattle's 5th? Do you do it? I think it's from a Commanders mock draft. I think you would, but I don't see – think about what you're saying here, okay? You still give up the 16 and then 2 future first-round picks, 3 first-round picks for 1. Yeah, you do it if you get that opportunity. Of course you would take 3 first-round picks for 1. But I don't see the Commanders giving up that much to go up 11 spots. If they do, by all means, take that and take it to the bank. But I don't see that happening. But if it did, yeah, you would take that. Seattle Dan. Hi, Dan. Should Seattle have any interest in trading for Mac Jones? So there was a report that came out this week that Bill Belichick is not happy with Mac Jones. In particular, the fact that Mac Jones was seeking outside help, outside the organization to work on his game. And that did not go over well with Belichick and the organization. And so Belichick apparently has shown potential interest in Lamar or some other quarterbacks that the relationship's a little soured with Mac Jones there. And so, remember, we saw Bailey Zappi play pretty well when Mac Jones was injured there. And so there might not necessarily be some loyalty to Mac Jones in New England. With that said, I like Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones can have a bounce-back year this year with Bill O'Brien coming in as their new offensive coordinator. I think Bill O'Brien's one of the best offensive minds in football. Say what you want about Bill O'Brien as a GM that didn't work out in Houston, but he is a very good offensive coordinator, and he's worked with Mac Jones before. I think that's going to be a nice asset. He had an incompetent offensive staff that he had to coach, he had to sit under last year. I think Mac Jones is going to turn things around and have a nice year. With that said, trading for him? No. Geno Smith, you got a good thing going. You might draft a quarterback this year. If not this year, you will next year. There's no urgency to give up what it would take for Mac Jones. No. I'm not interested in trading for Mac Jones. Should the Seahawks trade for Mac Jones? Y for yes, in for no. Let us know in the comments section. Y for yes, in for no, if the Seahawks should trade for Mac Jones or not. Get some more questions coming in here. This one from Matthew. Trade the 20th pick for next year for a first-rounder. So that's just a pick swap at that point. You're just delaying the process. Matthew, let's be real with you here. I mean, why delay it? I don't understand the logic why you would just trade up 1-for-1 and have to wait another year on developing a talent. Okay? Like, I don't know where that, going 1-for-1 makes any sense. That's just 1 year less, and it's not like it's not the NBA where you can trade for a protected pick where, it's a situation of, hey, we're going to do this, and we get to keep the pick if it's top 4, top 5, something like that. It doesn't work that way. So, to me, that just doesn't really make sense to go 1-for-1 on that front. Coach Dreadhead wants to know, could we trade Fant in the draft? We talked about this on the channel earlier this week. Absolutely, the Seahawks could end up trading Noah Fant. They're trying to save some salary of some sorts. The Seahawks team is that they need to find extra money that they can one way or the other with how much they've spent in free agency and still have to pay the draft picks. Noah Fant, I like Noah Fant, but let's be real with y'all. He was disappointing last year. He didn't live up to expectations. He got outplayed by Will Dissly and Colby Parkinson both. And so I think there's a chance you trade him, you get a late-round pick, you roll with Parkinson and you roll with Dissly, and maybe you even draft a tight end potentially. It's a good tight end class this year with Washington and Mayer and Kincaid. Yeah, I could very well see the Seahawks ending up trading Fant to get another pick in the draft. Seahawks for Life writes in, who will the Seahawks use the number 5 pick on? It's a great question, Seahawks for Life. I think right now the entire focus is on Jalen Carter. And if he's not there, then you're looking to potentially trade down or make a move somewhere like that. I think it's Jalen Carter or it's Tyree Wilson. Those are kind of the main draft targets at this point as far as Seattle goes with that number 5 selection. We'll see if they do, but to me, those are the ones that are the top 2 candidates for that number 5 pick where things stand right now. Who is it? Name a player the Seahawks should draft. Who comes to mind that you would like to see in a Seahawks uniform in 2023? Who should they pick up in the draft? And I'll leave this open-ended. I'm not even just talking first-round talents. Whether it's second or third, whatever it may be, later in the draft, who is one player you'd like to see the Seahawks pick up? Let us know in the comments section below. That Fat Rat writes in, trade for Derek Brown. I believe we talked about this. Derek Brown, I like the possibility of trading for Derek Brown. Don't know exactly what it would cost, but that's something that could make sense for Seattle to go that route and really beef up that defensive line. So we'll see that Fat Rat if they do that or not. Next one coming in from Justin. What do you think of this Will Anderson falling to us at 5, and then hopefully Nolan Smith, if not, take McDonald, and in the second round, I feel like we should address our offensive line. All right, let's take that piece by piece. Will Anderson, I don't think Will Anderson is getting past the Cardinals. As long as the Cardinals stay in the top 5, I think he is going to be their guy. But if he's around, I wouldn't. Before the draft, I would have said Will Anderson over Jalen Carter. But now that you have your edge rusher with Draymond Jones taken care of, I would take Jalen Carter over Will Anderson personally. But Will Anderson, if you end up on your team, that could work. Nolan Smith, as far as that second round pick goes, to me, that is one that I'm very intrigued with, of the possibility with Nolan Smith. And we'll see what goes on there. Matthew writes, Drake May? Drake May, I would love the idea. We still got a ways to go before that. We still got another draft to get to. But Drake May and Caleb Williams are both going to be special talents in the NFL. How would you grade the Seahawks offseason so far? A, B, C, D, or F? Let us know in the comments section how you would grade the Seahawks offseason. Tell me what you think in the comments section below, and we'll see you next time here on the channel. All right, that is one mailbag in the books. We are halfway through the show now. We got 2 more segments left, and we got to pay off some super chats there that came in while we were doing the mailbag. I believe I got some shots to pay off there. Easter coming up this weekend. What is the best Easter candy? Tex, if you say Peeps, I might have to ask you to leave.
Luckily, I don't like Peeps.
Okay.
I think they're disgusting.
Okay. Okay, correct answer. Correct. Oh!
Let's go.
Oh! Pablo! With a $50 super chat. Bang! Pablo coming in. Beer time. There's no time like beer time. I can tell you that much. He says beer time. Pablo, you're $4 away from the Seahawks sauce. Tell you what. We'll give you this. If somebody sends in 4 for Pablo, then Tex is going to do the Seahawks sauce, and I'm going to be doing some chugging, some beer chugging. I think I'm going to need more beer. Somebody send in more beer to the studio. We're at $117 already and having ourselves a day. Yeah, just say we need some beer. No Bud Light, though. I'm not drinking Bud Light right now. That's another story. That's another story off air. Pablo, beer time. I'm going to do some chugging now. Let's get to it. Pablo is also halfway to the Boot Hall of Fame. $50, and he is on the Boot Hall of Fame. That goes for anybody watching out there. $100, and you get a spot on the Boot Hall of Fame. Not Bud Light. There's one beer chug. Let me get to another here. Keep on chugging. Oh, man. So, here we go. 4 for Pablo, and that's the DK song we got to sing. So, Seahawks sauce time. Tex, come on up. And we get to sing the DK song again. Thank you, Fun P, for checking in. Fun P, thank you for that. Let's have some fun. Oh, I'm always ready. No spillage. No spillage. All right. Are we timing this, or you just going for it? No, we don't. I could not be drinking Bud Light right now. It's a personal choice. It's a personal choice. No. Anything but that. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He freaking got you, TJ.
I did not fall for that. Oh, yeah. Tex is going to get sauced with the Seahawks sauce for the 12s. What are you thinking time-wise, Tex? That is a lot of liquid. Under 30 seconds. Spam Tex in the chat. Spam Tex. Mr. Kane says, what the heck is the Seahawks sauce? Can't tell you. I'd have to kill you if I told you. It's a secret. In fact, we've done in the past where we've sent people that paid for it. We've done challenges where we've given away the recipe. So I can't give that to you. But we can get to the Seahawks sauce for Tex. You say under 30 seconds. Yeah. Wayne says 27.2 is the over-under. Let's go with 30 seconds. O for over, U for under. Tex getting sauced with the Seahawks sauce. Let us know in the comments. How you feeling? You feeling confident?
A little nervous.
A little nervous.
I didn't get under 30, though.
All right. Here we go. Spam Tex in the chat. 3, 2, 1. And he's off. And he's chugging. He's getting sauced with the Seahawks sauce. Down it goes. For Tex. Doing it for the state of Texas. 12 seconds in. Still going strong. No let up yet. Not backing down. No spillage. Can he do it? Do you believe in miracles? Almost there. 5 seconds. He did it! Yeah, Tex! Yes! 26.5. Under 30 seconds, Tex gets sauced with the Seahawks sauce. Oh, you love to see it. For America, for Texas, for the 12s. Tex getting it done. Valiant effort. That was incredible. man. The 12s, they loved it. Fun P says Tex is an animal. We gotta sing the DK song, and then we had some other super chats that came in. We'll pay those here. Oh my gosh, was that not incredible? Mr. Kane says legend Tex. Everybody spam Tex in the chat. That was awesome. That was badass. I mean, Tex. I mean, you did it for the Alamo. Remember the Alamo. Remember Tex. We got to sing for Fun P. Chompin', carols, jumpin', Geno passes, no one's stopping DK. Touchdowns all day. He rules. Thank you, Fun P, for that. Let's have some fun. $2 super chat came in. Next one from Taker. Any rumblings of Arizona moving out of 3? Kind of quiet. Taker, we actually just talked about that earlier. Yes, the Seahawks, according to The Athletic, have shown some potential interest in trading up to that spot, Taker. Thanks for the $2 super chat. I believe we had a 10 that was earlier. Yes. Let's cover that one. And that's a beer chug. I got to do some more chugging there. And then we'll be caught up on the super chats. All right. Yeah, no Bud Light. What if Washington traded up, offer their 16 and 2 future first-round picks for Seattle Seahawks? Oh, yes, I talked about that in the mailbag. But I will do a shot for that, a Geno shot. So thank you for that, my guy. I believe so. Let's show that super chat menu. Also, update the battle today as we make progress. Okay. Tex took all the liquid in. Yeah. He might need to hit the pisser at some point. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't remind Tex about using the bathroom. Here's a shot that I owe. You guys wanted us to get effed up today. We could get there. We're at $123, or at $122 so far. Halfway through the show, 2 segments to go. So that means we are about, what is it, 175 away from Das Boot. We can get there. We'll get there in just a second. We could get to Das Boot today. I believe we can. $54, we'll drink the Seahawks sauce. We'll get sauce with the Seahawks sauce. Tex did it earlier. He's feeling great after that. We can drink more Seahawks sauce as we go through the day. $20 we'll do beer chugs. $7 we'll do shots for Geno shots. And $5 we sing the DK song. We are battling our Niners channel. Doom! We'll get to that here in just a second, Doom. I promise. Here is the numbers. $122 trying to compete with the Niners and the Cowboys report. Cowboys did over 500. Niners did 415. So we're making progress. But we got a ways to go so we can beat those guys today. 129. Doom with a $7 super chat, a Geno shot that we owe. Thank you, Doom. Says, eat at Geno's. I agree. Geno, we love Geno. How could you not love Geno Smith? What a guy. Yeah, he is part of the DK song. Thank you to Geno Smith and your team-friendly contract. Cheers to Geno. All right. Wayne says you need to be wearing adult diapers and keep the show moving. That might not be a bad idea. For the 12s. Doom, thank you for that $7 super chat. Appreciate it, my guy. 2 more segments to go. Let's get to draft targets next. Oh, my God!
Not yet.
Bang! Oh, my God!
200.
A $200 super chat!
God
Jason Lyman! Oh! Unbelievable!
Das Boot. Das Boot.
Unbelievable!
Das Boot.
America! Seattle! Seahawks! Beer! The boot! What a moment! Everybody, spam Jason in the chat. Spam Jason. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. The people have spoken. The boot is on the way. Jason Lyman. Oh my God. That's incredible. That's what it's all about, folks. Everybody spam Jason in the chat. He says, let's go Hawks. Let's go Hawks. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Jason, what a moment. Jason, we will get through our segments, and then we will take care of the boot. But right now, though, you get not one, but 2 Hall of Fame inductions. We'll do that right now, but we will get to the boot after our segments. Jason, I'm going to put you on the Boot Hall of Fame, but for your second one, if you want to be on twice, that's fine. If you got somebody else you'd like to induct, let us know, and we'll induct that other person for your second Boot Hall of Fame induction. Jason, that's unbelievable. That is, I mean, that's legendary status. I mean, that's what it's all about here, folks. I mean, the 12s, this is why you guys are the best. Jason is unbelievable. Everybody spam Jason. You go, Jason. Jason, Stoney said it best. We are not worthy. We are not worthy of this moment. Oh, my gosh. Jason. Jason with a $200 super chat. And Jason earns a spot on the Boot Hall of Fame. Jason Lyman, welcome to the Boot Hall of Fame. Your first of 2 spots. Thank you for that. If the boot's ready, we might as well do it now. Jason Lyman in the Boot Hall of Fame. Jason, let me know if you'd like somebody else in the Boot Hall of Fame, too. Isn't that amazing? Just bam. That's incredible. You know, Tex, I think I told you earlier before we began the show, I had a good feeling about today. I got a feeling. Ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. I got a feeling.
Jason, you fucking legend. Let's go.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. Oh yes, that's unbelievable. Jason, welcome to the Boot Hall of Fame. Jason, let me know if you want somebody else on that Boot Hall of Fame with you. Otherwise, I'll put you on there twice. I don't care. But the boot is right here. It's ready to go. Let's do this now. Yeah, time me. This is a full boot here, okay? Matthew said, you guys wanted me to get lit today. I was feeling it, and we're getting blitzed. Tex, we could be here all night. I don't know. Oh, man. Jason, Das Boot, you better believe it. All right. All right, Tex is on the play-by-play. Over under 20 seconds. O for over, U for under. Spam. Chug in the chat. O for over, U for under. Under 20 seconds. Tex, you've seen me do this many times. What do you think?
I think you can get under 20.
Under 20?
Oh, yeah. Big
all right.
time. Let's do it.
Here we go. Jason says, okay, here we go. Okay, hold on. Before we get to the second one, the second Boot Hall of Fame, note from Jason. The next person that does $50 or more on Super Chats can go on the Hall of Fame. All right, discount time. Jason is offering a spot on the Boot Hall of Fame, his second induction, for the next person that sends in $50 or more. That's an offer. That is an offer right there. Okay? So tell you what. Let's do the boot. And then maybe by the time we're done with the boot, we might have the 50 come in for the half-price Boot Hall of Fame induction.
You got to take advantage of this.
This doesn't come around every day.
No.
This is a hell of an opportunity here for somebody.
Yes.
$50 or more. And think about this, too. You send in 54, you're getting Tex and the Seahawks sauce.
Ooh.
So let's see who gets to it first. Boot time, let's take care of that. And then when we come back, let's see if we have our next Boot Hall of Fame inductee. All right, Tex, you ready?
I got the timer. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1.
You count us down. You do the play-by-play.
I will.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Ooh, nice start. Let's get it. Come on, teacher. You got this. You're fast as fuck, boy. Get it. Come on. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, $50 super. We'll get to it in a sec. 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh! Under 20.
There we go. Under 20. Ah, reflect the sun with a 50.
Sheesh.
Ah!
Grade the burp.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A $50 super chat. It's getting wild on Seahawks today. Let's go. Let's go. Seeps. Will. Trace.
Let's party.
Let's party.
Doesn't that make you just want to sit back and open a nice cold Bud Light?
No.
Make you want to just...
I would rather drink anything but that right now. I'm avoiding Anheuser-Busch for personal reasons. Oh, look at that jug right there. For the 12s.
For the 12.
Let's go.
For the 12.
Reflect the Sun, welcome to the Boot Hall of Fame. Reflect the Sun, welcome back. I believe this is Reflect the Sun's first time on the new Boot Hall of Fame. Reflect the Sun was on the old Boot Hall of Fame, but not the new one. Reflect the Sun, you get the spot, but if you can send in, if you or somebody else sends in 4, then we're getting the Seahawks sauce as well for Reflect the Sun. So, let's see. Reflect the Sun is an OG, is a huge fan of Seahawks today. Reflect the Sun has been with us, I think, since the very beginning, a long-time subscriber to this channel. And Reflect the Sun gets this spot courtesy of Jason Lyman, who made this happen as well with his $200 super chat. And so Reflect the Sun, congrats to you, congrats to Jason. Welcome back to the Boot Hall of Fame. Here we go. Congratulations, Reflect the Sun, you were there. Boom! Boom! Let's go. Let's go. Unbelievable. Oh, my gosh. We got 2 more segments left. We got 2 more segments left. $4. Whoever sends in $4. I'm going to put, how about this? Tex. Yeah, throw the super chat menu up. Okay? So I'm going to I'll put 30 seconds on the clock. If we get a super chat of $4 or more the next 30 seconds, we're going to take, oh, there it is. Time for the Seahawks sauce. Tex? Okay, Tex, how about this? Here's what we'll do. Tex is going to take down some Seahawks sauce. Then he's going to piss. And then we're going to get through 2 more segments. And Fun P with a... Oh! Another! We need 2 Seahawks sauces. I can do one. Oh, my gosh. And Pablo's going to the Boot Hall of Fame. This is getting wild. Oh, my gosh. Pablo Domingo, welcome back to the Boot Hall of Fame. And we got to sing the DK song for Fun P. Chompin', chompin', Carol's chompin', Gino passes, no one stoppin'. DK, touchdowns all day. He rules. Pablo, the one and only Pablo Domingo. Everybody in their life should have a friend named Pablo. Pablo is a man of many talents. They love Pablo. His family says he's the best. Pablo is truly one of a kind. And I am grateful that I know Pablo, and Pablo is a part of our chat. Pablo, welcome back to the Boot Hall of Fame. Spam Pablo in the chat. Pablo's in it. We've inducted 3 members to the Boot Hall of Fame today. Let me shout out our Boot Hall of Fame members today. Jason Lyman with the $200 super chat. Reflect the Sun with a 50 and got a spot courtesy of Jason. Pablo with over $100 today and makes him the Boot Hall of Fame. This is incredible. And we almost have the entire front side full. It's almost time to start filling up the second side. Also, so our challenge, we said to the folks out there, we got to do 2 Seahawks sauces. Tex, how about this? Okay? Let's do this. You do the Seahawks sauce. You go to the bathroom. When you come back, I'll do mine, and then we'll do our last 2 segments. Okay? All right. Still got a ways to go here. But Pablo, man, what a day so far. $437. So we made it our goal. We wanted to beat the Niners channel, and we wanted to beat the Cowboys channel. I think we're getting close. I think we're about, $100 away from taking down both channels. I think somebody even suggested we need to try to beat them combined, to beat their combined number. That could be possible too. So we'll see. Wayne says Tex needs a hollow right leg now. Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right, so here's where we're at. So we have taken down the 49ers report. Victory is ours there. We've won the division. But now we want to win the NFC. And we are a little less than 100 away from winning the NFC and beating the Cowboys channel. So we got some work to do, but it can be done. And we could beat their combined number with over 900, and we'd win the Super Bowl today. So let's see what happens there. Pablo, welcome to the Boot Hall of Fame. Congrats to you for getting the job done. And Tex, so here's, in case you're just joining us, I said going into today, this was going to be a fun day. It was. And we're still going. We're only halfway through our segments. Tex is going to do some more Seahawks sauce. And then when he comes back, I'm going to do some Seahawks sauce. And then we got 2 more segments after that. So Tex, here it is. He's going to get sauce with this. I won't time it this time. Just enjoy it. Take your time. Enjoy the Seahawks sauce. Here we go. Spam Tex in the chat. 3, 2, 1, go. Spam Tex as he sips on some Seahawks sauce. He's getting sauced with the Seahawks sauce. Oh, man, I'm feeling sauced. I can tell you that much already. There was questions about if I would get sauced today. I'm getting there. I'm enjoying myself here. This is the program we call Seahawks Today, where we get sauced on Wednesdays, and people enjoy having a good time. Tex is still going. He's still getting sauced. Woo, dog is. Chug, chug, chug. Oh, this is his second one of the day. We could make him do more of these, too. He's still going. Still going. Almost done. Almost done. There we go. There we go. Nice work. Okay. Here. Put these in the sink and then come back. Right. Okay. Yes. I got to do a Seahawks sauce when you get back. Tex, great work. Thank you, Tex. Saigon says, dude drinking lean. On that shoulder lean, right? Oh, yeah. Man, that was incredible. Still got 2 more segments to go. We're talking draft targets next. Still got another mailbag to do. Use hashtag Seahawks or a super chat to get on the mailbag that we'll do coming up in just a little while from right now. Seahawks Day by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. While Tex gets back, I'm just going to respond to some comments here. A lot of people saying Tex. Seigan says, dude, drinking lean. I love that. Stoney says, I can't drink. Stoney's just going to enjoy being stoned, I guess. A-Snare, drinking that Sirs Up dog. I'm old as dirt. Well, I'm not old as dirt myself. I'm 26 years old. When I have my birthday next month, are we going to have a birthday party? I think we could really enjoy ourselves with a birthday party of some sorts. I'll be the age of 27 next month. That could be a very good time. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat? Oh, my goodness. What a day already, folks. So Stoney went to Eastern Washington in 1980. When the Seahawks trained there, I met them all. Stoney, those were the days. Those were the good days. Aaron, thank you, but not my birthday yet. Next month. I'm saying next month when I turn 27. Should we turn this into a birthday party extravaganza? I think we could do that. We can enjoy ourselves. Blaze says, too cool, Tyler. Hey, we're not too cool. We can enjoy ourselves here on Seahawks Today. Let's see. What else here? Fun P, Eastern Washington, home of John Kitna. That's correct. AFX Apocalypse, Tyler. Yes. Hi, AFX. Let's see. What else we got here? Stoney, Agent Zorn. Stoney says, hell yes, B-Days rock. Yeah, birthdays are great. I mean, I'll be honest, folks. I mean, you gotta live every day like it's your birthday. Okay? I mean, you have to live every day like it's your birthday. And that's what we do here on Seahawks Today. That's what we do on our live show. We live every day like it's our birthday. AFX, Tyler, did you get a haircut? It's funny you mentioned that. I did not, actually. I usually get my hair cut once a week. But since I went to Houston and I've been traveling a bit, it's been like 2 weeks since I've got my hair cut, which is a long time for me. So I need to get a haircut, but no, I have not gotten it cut recently. It's been a couple of weeks. Got to get that done. So no haircut here. Let's see. Stoney's going to be 65. Blaze says, go, shorty. It's your birthday. It's not anyone's birthday yet. That's next month. Next month we'll have ourselves a good time. 2 more seconds. We're talking sleeper draft targets coming up next. Also going to drink some Seahawks sauce, and we got another mailbag we'll get to. All that and more coming up here on Seahawks Today. In case you're just joining us just now, getting off work, Tyler Jones here. Big Tex in the house as well, as we're having ourselves a grand old time. Fun P says, I like to hit up a strip club on my B-Day on the down low. It doesn't sound like you're on the down low telling us that in the chat, Fun P. Let's see. Aaron, I am 48, was born the year the Hawks started. That's cool. Are you feeling it now? Come on. That didn't happen. Don't give us fake news. Let's see. How much money for you to get your haircut live from Mitch? I think that might be a bad idea to let Mitchell Renz try to mess with my hair. I don't know if there's enough money in the world to convince me to cut my hair by Mitchell Renz. That I don't think would end well. But thanks for the idea anyway. Are you feeling it now? If you keep spreading that, I might have to kick you out of the chat. Okay? Don't be spreading fake news around here. If that were to happen, this show would go bonkers. That has not happened. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I don't think me getting my hair cut by Mitchell is a great idea. Let's see. Cody is here. As a segment, you guys should do dabs for B-Wags. When you rip a dab or instead a Das Boot, dab boot, I think the audience would enjoy watching you guys get lit. Cody, I think that's your first comment today. We are getting lit. We are $438 in Super Chats in. The Seahawks sauce is here. We're about to get sauced with the Seahawks sauce and then do 2 more segments. So, and we are about $80 away from beating the Cowboys report in Super Chats here this afternoon. So, let's take it to him. Tex, this is my first Seahawks sauce of the day. I've already done the boot. Hey, I'm no lightweight. So time for my Seahawks sauce. So what was your time on that first one? It was like 26 seconds? Yeah, it was under 30. It was 26 seconds. Over or under 26? Can I beat Tex with the Seahawks sauce? Getting sauced with the Seahawks sauce. So how about this, Tex? I'll do the Seahawks sauce, and then we have to get our segments done, and then we'll do some more Super Chat stuff. All right, here we go. Yeah, go ahead. All right.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Got a nice pace going there. You got a teacher? Come on. Faster. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Oh,
Nice.
18.
Nice.
Oh, that was cold, too. Oh. Pablo says, I just said number. Put Tyler Jones on the Boot Hall of Fame. Wait. So, wait. You guys are wanting to put me on the Boot Hall of Fame? I'll be honest. I am not on this boot. I am not on this boot yet. Who wants to be the one to induct me on the Boot Hall of Fame? Maybe you want to induct Tex. We've inducted Seeps. We've inducted, Jeremy Chuggs on Boot Hall of Fames in the past. I was inducted on the last Boot Hall of Fame. But I am not on the current Boot Hall of Fame. So, maybe. Let's see who wants to be the one to induct me. Peter, I can't share the recipe. That's a secret. I'd have to kill you if I shared the recipe. Let's get to draft targets. And then Aaron says, hell yeah, Tyler for the Boot Hall of Fame. You guys can make it happen. $100. Somebody can put me on the Boot Hall of Fame. Fun Piece says I should be on it. Hey, if you guys put me on it, we can make it happen. Let's go to sleeper draft targets. We'll talk about that next here on Seahawks Today, and then we'll do one more mailbag. We ready, Tex? All right, here we go. Welcome back to Seahawks Today by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we're going to discuss potential sleeper draft targets. Who could the Seahawks be looking to add when it comes to day 3 and some of these later rounds in the draft that would be a good fit for the Seattle Seahawks in this April's draft? We'll tell you about some of the names that come to mind. I got a few that I'll tell you about here in just a few moments from right now. Before we do, with the draft, I'm very curious. When you look back at Seattle Seahawks history and what they've done in the draft, who is the Seahawks' greatest draft pick of all time? Who comes to mind that's the greatest draft pick that we've seen the Seahawks ever select? Give me one name in the comments section. And everyone can have a different criteria. I don't think that there are any wrong answers here. Tell me your opinion. Who is the greatest Seattle draft pick of all time and why you believe they are the greatest Seahawks draft pick of all time in the comments section below. Let's start with Julius Brents from Kansas State. Now, I'll be honest, I have a couple of guys on here that are from the Kansas State Wildcats, and that's not just to please my boss, Brett Scott, with that, especially since I went to the University of Kansas. But I got to tell you, the Cats have some talented players that are going to be some sleepers in this draft. Starting with Julius Brents here, first-team All-Big 12 performer. Started his career with the Iowa Hawkeyes and then transferred to K-State and was a really fine football player in his years with the Cats. And the comparison that he's gotten has been similar to Tremaine Johnson is the player that he brings to the table. And remember, the Seahawks did a really good job last year when it came to the late rounds of finding corners with Kobe Bryant and Tariq Woolen. So they've scouted these guys in the past. Here is what Lance Zierlein had to say about Julius Brents. Brents is a classic zone cover corner with an outstanding blend of size, length, and leaping ability. He has the disruptive traits to reroute the release and the dog in him to handle his business and run support. He could play some press man on a vertical plane. So how about that? Good scouting report there on Julius Brents, a guy that is under the radar and could be a good fit for this Seattle team, somebody that they look at there in the later rounds and fulfill a need at the corner position. And, you know, with what the Seahawks did to bring in Julian Love, who could be playing nickelback, could be starting at safety, kind of depends on where Quandre Diggs' injury recovery is at. You don't have to use a high pick on corner now, but you still need some help at corner. And so a guy like that could make sense for Seattle there potentially. Name a player the Seahawks should draft. This is our pin comment today. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. And tell me one player the Seahawks should draft here in this upcoming draft. All right, so Julius Brents was our first name. Next up, let's go to the offensive side of the ball. That's where we find Michael Wilson from Stanford with the selection at the wide receiver position. The Seahawks already loaded at receiver with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett as your 1A and 1B, but trying to find that number 3 receiver and a guy that also could be a potential replacement for Tyler Lockett down the road is what the Seahawks are looking for. Michael Wilson could be a good fit for Seattle later in the draft. He was a 5-year starter at Stanford. That's something that we don't say very often, but now we do with the COVID year that players got. He started 6 games at Stanford in 2022 before he had a season-ending injury, and so that was unfortunate for him. But nonetheless, he's expected to be fine and ready to go for this upcoming season. Got some comparisons to Mac Hollins is who he has been dubbed up to be similar to. And according to Lance Zierlein, this is what he had to say. Energetic wideout who plays the game with excellent urgency and effort. That first sentence, I would take that on any player. I would love to hear exactly what I just heard with that first sentence there on Michael Wilson. Here's more. Wilson plays to his top speed at all times, but he needs to become a more efficient route runner to beat NFL coverage. Got a couple more names we'll get to here in just a second. Before we do, are you tired of struggling with bad habits? Cold turkey might be great for sandwiches, but there's a better way to break free from those pesky habits, and it doesn't involve weird mind voodoo or other bizarre tactics. Introducing our sponsor, Fume, an innovative, award-nominated device that helps you kick back bad habits to the curb by focusing on the good parts. Fume is all about embracing the natural. It's a non-electronic, and instead of vapor, Fume uses flavored air. Best of all, it's free of harmful chemicals and packed with delicious, all-natural flavors. The adjustable airflow dial and movable parts and magnets make it perfect for fidgeting, which can help alleviate stress and anxiety while you break your bad habit. I wasn't sure what to expect at first, but I was pleasantly surprised by the taste, feel, and look of Fume. Breaking a habit can be tough, but with Fume, it's easy, enjoyable, and even fun. With over 100,000 customers and countless success stories, there's no reason you can't be next. Start your journey towards a healthier lifestyle with the Journey Pack from Fume. Visit tryfume.com/chatsports. Use code chatsports for 10% off when you purchase the Journey Pack today. That's tryfum.com/chatsports. And don't forget, use code chatsports for 10% off your order. Link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Tell them that Tyler Jones at Chat Sports sent you. You'll be glad you did. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. We're about halfway through. Let's show you the other K-Stater that we have on the list. And this is one of my favorite players in the draft, Deuce Vaughn from Kansas State, the all Big 12 running back. And I got to tell you, he is something special. And Deuce Vaughn, this is a guy that, as a Big 12 football fan, especially that went to Kansas, I'm so glad that he is moving on to the NFL, not going to be in the conference anymore, because he was a menace. He was a problem for opposing defenses to deal with. The 2-time first-team All-American selection, back-to-back seasons with 1,000 rushing yards and 42 receptions. So, as the Seahawks already have in every down back, in Kenneth Walker, they're looking for a complementary back, right? To be that number 2 guy that can be a pass catcher, that can be a third down back of some sorts. Deuce Vaughn is the perfect fit for that. In the comparison he's drawing is one of my favorite sneaky good players that we saw in the league, Jacquizz Rodgers. I like everything about Deuce Vaughn. Here's more from Lance Erline. He sees the field clearly, is fearless between the tackles, possesses quality contact balance, and finds his way into the end zone as a runner and receiver. Vaughn has an uphill climb ahead of him, but his history of consistent high-end production makes the climb to success seem achievable. That's incredible. That seems like it. I believe in Deuce Vaughn. I know that he doesn't have the size, but he has everything else. He's a great pass catcher. He's got great speed. He's got the big play ability. Deuce Vaughn would be awesome in a Seahawks uniform. He's been drawing some comparisons, too, to another K-State legend that had a really good career, Darren Sproles. And think about this. Sproles, same thing, was undersized, right? And with Darren Sproles, every team in the league could have used a Darren Sproles. I think that's what you're looking at with Deuce Vaughn. You're not asking him to be your every down back, but every team in the league can find a way to use him. Yes, I would love to see him there. What do you think? Should the Seahawks draft Deuce Vaughn in the later rounds? Y for yes, in for no. Tell me in the comments section what you think about drafting Deuce Vaughn or not. Folks, you got to subscribe to the channel. Look, this is a great time here on Seahawks Today. Our live shows on Wednesdays, they get crazy sometimes. We're counting down to the draft. We're talking trades, free agency, everything you need to know about your Seattle Seahawks. We got you covered. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/Seahawks TV. We are closing in on 37,000 subscribers, 37 for Sean Alexander. Let's do our part to get there. Subscribe now today, and you'll be glad you did. All right, last name on the list, and that is Shamari Corner, who's not actually a corner. He's a safety from Virginia Tech, the Virginia Tech Hokies. And I want to tell you more about him. I feel like he's probably the guy that most people don't know about, probably know the least about of the players listed here. A second-team ACC performer, spent 5 years at Virginia Tech, 4 as a starter, gets comparisons to Percy Butler. And with what the Seahawks did of the Julian Love signing, safety was a priority entering this offseason. They took care of that with Julian Love, so you don't have to draft high at the safety spot, but it's still a need. And that's where Connor here can come in and potentially fill that gap for Seattle of being that D3 selection potentially. And the scouting report on him, here's more from Lance Erline, what he had to say. The speed and pattern matching aren't great, but the ball skills are above average. Connor has late day 3 value as a potential backup. That's what you're looking for, is a backup. Not necessarily a guy that's going to be starting right away, but be a rotational piece. Connor could come in right away and be a good fit for Seattle. So those are some names to keep in mind. Of the 4 names I gave you there, who is your top Seattle draft sleeper from the list? What do you think of those 4 names? For me, it's Deuce. He's my personal favorite. But what say you? Let me know what your favorite draft player was that comes to mind from who we talked about there. Give me a name in the comments section below. As always, you can interact with me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Tyler Jones Live, talking about your Seattle Seahawks as we cover this team like no one else does. Follow me there. I'll see you next time right here on Seahawks Today. All right. One more segment to go. It's a mailbag. Looking at the comments here, who is the greatest Seahawks draft pick of all time? By the way, seems like everybody wants Deuce Vaughn. I see him say, Aaron says Vaughn is a freak of nature. That would be accurate. I can tell you that much. Peter loves Connor. Yeah, I can understand. Peter's a Virginia Tech fan, too. So that's a good point there. Who is the greatest Seahawks draft pick of all time? Let's see. Robert Wilson. Stoney says Ozzie, good against the pass. Okay. What are some of the others? Who are some of the greatest Seahawks draft picks of all time? Tell us in the comments section. One more mailbag to get to. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. Text, we'll try to go about 10 to 12 minutes on that mailbag. Use hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag that we'll get to coming up in just a few moments from right now. Fun Piece says Cortez Kennedy. That's a good choice. What else say you guys? Matthew says Bobby Wagner. Peter says Cam Chancellor. Those are some good options there. Some of the favorite Seahawks of all time. They're Seahawk draft picks. Stoney says Cortez Kennedy as well. Hell yes. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. Let's show the Super Chat menu. Here's what we'll do, folks. All right? So we're going to do the mailbag. And you can get involved in the show. We already did one boot, but we can do another. We got to get a, let's see, do a little quick math here. We are about 153 away from another boot. That can be done. We also are about 80 away from taking down the Cowboys channel. And we'll update those numbers here in just a second and show you that. But $54 will drink some Seahawks sauce. $20 will do a beer chug. $7 will do shots for Gino. $5 will do the DK song. That is what we are offering today. Let's show the updated numbers. We already beat the 49ers report. We won the division. But now we are trying to win the NFC. But we need your help to do there. Can we take down the Cowboys report today? I believe we can, but let's see if we can get this done, if we can get over that $512 threshold and beat the Cowboys report. And $100 gets you a spot in the Boot Hall of Fame. And we've already done some inductions today, but I would love to induct some more. Need your help, though, if we're going to induct some more people. $100 gets you a spot on that Boot Hall of Fame, so we'll see. So here's what we'll do. Okay? We're going to do a mailbag. Hashtag Seahawks or Super Chat to get on the mailbag. And then whatever Super Chats that come in between now and when the mailbag ends, we'll go through them after the mailbag ends. And we can stay here, keep on partying and having a good time after the mailbag, but the Super Chat's got to keep going if we're going to keep doing the show. So that's how that works. But let's go ahead and text, get started with the mailbag, our final segment of the night here. Whenever text is ready, hashtag Seahawks or a Super Chat to get on the mailbag as we're talking about your Seattle Seahawks here on this Wednesday afternoon happy hour. Been a lot of fun so far. One more mailbag to go here today. Text, we all good? All right, here we go. Mailbag time here on Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. You have questions, I have answers, and this comes from the live shows that we do on Wednesdays where you use the hashtag Seahawks or you Super Chat. That gets you to the front of the line, and you can be part of our mailbags. And you got to make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way you know when we go live. Not only do we go live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, but whenever there's breaking news or a big move the Seahawks made. We're going to drop what we're doing, and we're going to go live on the channel. And you can send your questions in and interact with the show. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Doom sent in a $7 super chat. Eat at Geno's. Cheers to Geno. I am very excited that Geno Smith is back in Seattle, that he's got a new contract, a team-friendly contract. Seahawks are going all in. Let's see Geno have another good year. Jason sent in Das Boot, a $200 super chat. And you better believe we downed Das Boot. Das Boot didn't stand a chance. And Jason earned not one, but 2 spots on the Boot Hall of Fame. Thank you, Jason. Reflect the Sun with a $50 super chat. Reflect the Sun got a spot in the Boot Hall of Fame thanks to Jason. So Reflect the Sun and OG here at Seahawks Today. We thank you for being a part of the show. And then Fun P with a $4 super chat for the sauce and Reflect the Sun. So thank you, Fun P, for that. And Pablo wants to put me on the Boot Hall of Fame. Will I get on the Boot Hall of Fame? That remains to be seen. But nonetheless, thanks for the super chats there, everybody. Aiden Thomas, should the Seahawks draft Will Levis? I got to tell you, Aiden, the idea of drafting Will Levis to me is a fascinating one because it seemed like when the draft process started that if the Seahawks wanted Will Levis, that he would have been available at the number 5 spot. But we've seen possibilities. There was rumors out this week from The Athletic that all 4 quarterbacks might go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the Seahawks, of course, pick at 5, so all 4 quarterbacks could be gone. I don't think that Levis and Anthony Richardson are worth trading up for. In fact, I would not take either one of those quarterbacks above Jalen Carter or Will Anderson for sure, or even Tyree Wilson as far as I'm concerned. So with all that being said, of everything I just threw out there at you, should the Seahawks draft Will Levis? No, I don't think they should. If he's available at 5, should the Seahawks make a move and draft Will Levis? I have too many concerns. I was so disappointed with all the potential for what should have been a really good year for Will Levis. He disappointed me. I would say no on Will Levis myself. Let me know in the comment section why for yes and for no. Should the Seahawks draft Will Levis or not? Creative Prop wants to know, let other teams pay the premium to any of the quarterbacks in this draft. We hyped last year's class to see teams curving all the mock drafts. Malik was in everyone's first-round mock drafts. Creative, you make a very good point. Malik Willis was projected to be a first-round pick because of the need at quarterback. He wasn't given a first-round grade, but so many teams were needing a quarterback. There was a thought that he would still go in the first round. Obviously, that didn't happen. I agree, though. You have Geno Smith. Unless you're bringing in C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, I am opposed to the idea. I don't like the quarterbacks beyond Stroud and Bryce Young. I think there's a significant drop-off there. So if those guys aren't available, if you're not trading up for one of those two, no thanks. I'm not interested. But Creative Prop, thanks for the question there. Peter, the Virginia Tech fan, says, if both were available, would you choose Jalen Carter or Will Anderson? So, Peter, I'm glad you asked. Let's play this out here. So, before the Draymond Jones deal, when the Seahawks brought in the edge rusher from the Denver Broncos, I would have told you that Will Anderson was my favorite player in the draft, that I would take him even before any quarterback in this draft. And I still think Will Anderson's incredible. But now that you got Draymond Jones, all of a sudden that edge rusher position isn't as big of a need as it once was. But you still have a pretty decent need at the defensive tackle spot. So talent-wise, both these guys are great. Both of them were first-team All-Americans, All-SEC performers. I think they're both going to be great in the league. Because of where the Seahawks are at and what they need, I think Carter is a bigger priority than Will Anderson is at this moment. Different answer a couple months ago, but things have changed. So I would go Carter over Anderson right now, but that's not a knock on Anderson. That's just where the Seahawks are at. Speaking of the draft hats on sale now. These are the same draft hats that your future Seattle Seahawks players will be wearing on draft night. So draft night comes around. You're at a draft party with your friends. You got to be wearing the hat that the draftees are going to have. Maybe you're a baseball cap guy. Maybe you like the flat bill. In white or in blue, whatever it may be, we have you covered either way. You can get these on sale now, and you can get them in time for the draft. What are you waiting for? Buy yours today. Chatsports.com/Seahawks draft to get these draft hats while they're available, and no guarantees how long they'll be in stock. So you might as well get yours now. Chatsports.com/Seahawks draft. Chris writes in, what is the realistic expectation for Bobby Wagner's return to the Seahawks? So Bobby Wagner's back. It's a different defense than when he was here the last time. Okay? But Bobby Wagner, think about this. He goes to Los Angeles last season. New scheme, new coaches, new team, and everything. And he still was arguably the best middle linebacker in the entire NFL last year. And I think PFF even said he was. Okay? I expect Bobby to still play at a high level. I expect that Bobby Wagner, what we're going to see from him this year is a Bobby Wagner that's still playing at an elite level, that's a Pro Bowl caliber player, and the leader of this defense. We don't know when Jordan Brooks is coming back with the ACL injury he suffered at the end of last year. I think Bobby Wagner comes back, and he's the face of this defense right now. I think that's the expectation, that Bobby Wagner comes back and he plays great. So I think that's a very realistic expectation that Bobby Wagner, as long as he stays healthy, that he can have a good run here. Grade the Bobby Wagner signing by the Seahawks. It's hard not to give it a great grade. I would give it an A. And it was a team-friendly deal. It was only $7 million for one of the best players in the entire league. And you filled a need, and a guy that wants to be there, a legend that's playing at a high level. It's a win-win all the way around. Graded for me, A, B, C, D, or F. Let us know in the comment section below. SYK ENT says, I think Tyree Wilson has better potential. Better potential than Jalen Carter or Will Anderson? I mean, I'll say this. This is kind of the no wrong answers type thing, right? I mean, do I disagree? Sure. But that doesn't mean that it's a without a shadow of a doubt answer. I mean, let me put it this way, okay? You say that he has better potential. He might, and I might disagree, but none of us know for sure, right, until it actually happens. Tyree Wilson is a hell of a football player. He was awesome at Texas Tech. Had a really good run there. In fact, he actually got injured against my Kansas Jayhawks. So I've seen plenty of Tyree Wilson. He's really good. I'm not going to knock the guy. There's nothing to knock him about. But I like Will Anderson and Jalen Carter a little bit more, and I think that's okay. Diversity of opinions, right? Cody writes. Cody, welcome back to the Mailbag. I know you love the Mailbag segment, Cody. I would say Sherman. So we asked a question earlier on the channel. Who was the greatest Seahawks draft pick of all time? And Cody says, I would say Richard Sherman, because he was taken in the 5th round and was an All-Pro Hall of Famer. Earl Thomas was a beast too, and Bobby Wagner. Yeah, all those are good points. Richard Sherman, I think, kind of gets forgotten about. You talk about Richard Sherman, one of the greatest Seahawks of all time. They would not have won that Super Bowl without him, with what he brought to the table, and he was the best corner in the league in his prime when he was in Seattle, and the value that they got him at. And you think about today with Tariq Woolen. Tariq had very similar statistics as a rookie, maybe even better than what Richard Sherman did in his rookie year. And we saw the career that Richard Sherman ended up having. I see a lot of Tariq Woolen. I see a lot of Richard Sherman in Tariq Woolen. We might be talking down the road of Tariq Woolen in that same conversation there. If you love the Seahawks, I need you to do a favor. I need you to like today's video. If you're a real one, if you are a real member of the 12s, if you're excited about this season ahead, just do us a favor. Like today's video, show some support, and we appreciate you guys. You guys make it all happen. It's what it's all about. Like the video to show us some love here on today's show. Time for a couple more questions. Matthew says, not sure if my first comment made it, but we need to build draft capital and then trade up to get Drake May at next year's draft. You very well could. You could be in a situation where you trade down, pocket a pick for next year's draft, and still have your 2 first-round picks this year, and then have 2 first-round picks next year and potentially move up in next year's draft to be in a position to get one of those top quarterbacks. I like Caleb Williams a little bit more than Drake May, but I like both guys better than I do any quarterback in this draft. I'd be very pleased if you ended up with either guy. Matthew, it's a great point. Last one. This one's from Jonathan. If 3 quarterbacks are gone, along with Will Anderson, by the time the Seahawks pick at 5, what do you think is the next best pick for John Schneider if he does not go Carter or Edge? Well, okay, so you have presented quite the scenario here. If all 3 quarterbacks are gone, Jalen Carter's gone, and I can't draft an edge. So what you're saying is I can't, in this scenario, draft Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, or any of the top 3 quarterbacks. Then at that point, what's the next best solution? Trading down would be the next best solution there. Because all of a sudden, everything that you liked is just gone. If I can't do any of the things that Jonathan's talking about here, I'm trading down. That's the next best call. All right. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Go ahead and hit that one more time, folks. Should the Seahawks draft Will Levis at number 5 overall? Let us know in the comment section below. All right. There we go. We are through all of our segments now. All right. So let's show the Super Chat menu here. We are currently at $437.96, so about $438 here, okay? We need about 142, or 162 rather, to get to Das Boot. Every $54 we do the Seahawks sauce, $20 we do a beer chug, $7 we do shots for Gino, do our Gino shots, $5 we sing the DK song. And then every $100 gets you a spot in the Boot Hall of Fame. It has been a crazy show already. And here's what I promised y'all. I said, look, once we got through our segments, then we can party and have a good time. We've gotten through all our segments. We can be here all night. We can talk Seahawks. We can talk whatever you're feeling. I just got back from the Final Four in Houston. Had a hell of a time there. We can really enjoy ourselves. We can kick it and have ourselves a great Wednesday. But it's up to you guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 2 minutes on the shot clock. If we get a super chat in the next 2 minutes, show stays live and we enjoy ourselves and have a good time. If not, we sign off, we call it a day. Stoney wants Das Boot. We could do another boot, but we got a ways to get there first. Shot clock starts right now, 2 minutes. We also are battling our other channels here. We already beat the Niners channel. We came up triumphant, got the win over the Niners report. Chase Sr. and company, take that. And now we're coming after the Cowboys report. So we can take the Cowboys report down, but we got work to do. Cody says, every time I make a mailbag comment, stop getting your fifis hurt. Criticism happens in the media, bro. It wasn't personal. I was just giving my opinion. No, Cody, I'm not mad at you. I just don't understand, like, what your problem was with the mailbag, Cody. I mean, like, because we put a title on whatever the main topic of the mailbag, because we titled the video that way. Whatever was the hottest topic of the mailbag, that's how we titled the mailbag videos. It's not that complicated. I don't see what the issue is there. All right. Let's see. BFG says, let's get bro faded. I would love to get faded tonight. I've already had a few, but I can keep on going here. Let's see. Stoney says, Cowboys are going down. Let's take down those Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Let's show them up here. I got 30 seconds on the clock. Before we even take down the Cowboys, I got to have a super chat just to keep the show going. Okay? All right? That's what we're doing. We want to take down those Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? But we have to get a super chat first before we can even beat those Cowboys. We're almost there. We are close. But I need your help to get there. Cody does like the mailbag, huh? Okay. Glad to see that, Cody. All right. Nice change of events there. So, shot clock has just expired. We can't even beat the Cowboys channel if we don't get a super chat to keep the show going. Otherwise, I got to sign off and call it a night, which I don't really want to do. Tex, we've enjoyed ourselves. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a Wednesday in April. We're still weeks away from the draft, and we're having a hell of a time. I don't want to go home, but you guys might force me to go home if we don't get a super chat here. Super chat of any amount, and we have only just a few seconds left. We'll wait a moment, let YouTube process, because sometimes YouTube takes a minute. We get a super chat of any amount, and then we'll stay alive. Otherwise, we'll sign off. Cody says, I just don't like every mailbag. Cody, we do 2 mailbags a week. That's how the mailbags go. They come from right here on the live show. This is an ongoing battle between me and Cody on the mailbags. One day, Cody's going to love every mailbag. I always find a way to win everybody over at some point. All right. I'm not seeing a super chat come in, which is fine. But that doesn't mean – that means we come up short. Stoney, I understand. No worries. Stoney, I mean, if you hit that like button, you did your part today. I understand not everybody can super chat. We appreciate everybody just being involved and getting in the chat and enjoying ourselves today. Stoney says, you don't got to go home, Tyler. I mean, if we don't get a super, I do kind of have to go home. I have to sign off, and we got to call the day. Got to get some dinner. Tex, what's on the menu for you tonight?
I'll probably end up cooking like a turkey sandwich, something like that.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I like to use pepper jack, oven roasted turkey, some whole grain bread. It's good stuff.
Yeah? Fun Piece says, Tyler and Tex, I hope someone gets another Seahawks sauce or beer chugs. But you guys were fun as heck. Hey, Fun P, we do this every week. We can do more Seahawks sauce. We can. Let's see. Matthew says it was legendary, Jones. It was. Corey's having some nachos. Can't go wrong with nachos. I might go to Taco Hell tonight. We'll see. Aaron says we appreciate the show. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Aaron, for that. All right, we'll sign off then. We beat the Niners, but we came up just short of beating the Cowboys. We'll take them on again next week. We'll do it all over again. Same time, same bat channel. 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for Seahawks Today Live. Stay tuned to the channel as we have our daily news and rumors segments, and we'll have you covered there. If anything happens between now and Wednesday that's a notable move of some sorts, then we will go live here on the channel. I'll put the sub link in the chat if you haven't already. If you've been here throughout this show and haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what the hell you were waiting for, why you haven't subscribed already. But here is the sub link. I'll put it in the chat right now. Guys, thanks for all the love today. Jason, everybody that was part of this show, Pablo that made it happen. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, saying so long Have a great night. Thanks for joining us.